Hey people, it's been a while since I've done a video, so I thought I would update you all on what's been going on, but without trying to be too depressing. It's not all bad news. Basically, we are now into January 2013, and a few things have happened since I last posted. I'm not going to go on and fill you in on all the details. But basically I did find a little bit of help along my way in the form of lorazepam. Basically it's part of the Valium family, and I know that it's addictive and you've got to take it very carefully, which I have been doing. And what I did, I found out about it from a fellow agoraphobic actually, who I met on YouTube, and it's given me some freedom. Now I'm not advocating it and saying it's right for you, but I went to my doctors and said, could I try it? Would it be worth a go? Just to help me with really big things that I want to do, or if I'm having a really tough time with the anxiety and the panic. And you only take 1 milligram, so it's a very low dose. And what I did manage to do for the first time in probably 20 years, I went to London, which for me is massive. I never thought I'd be able to do that again. And what my therapist said was, it's not a cop-out that I took medication, because basically that medication hasn't got legs. It can't force you to get up and do something. It won't motivate you. It just calms you enough to be able to focus on what you want to do, without all the worry and the crowded, overthinking and analysing. And it was just so lovely. I actually visited the girl I met on YouTube. I actually went to visit her in her home in London, and it was amazing. I felt so good. I didn't drive, my dad drove me, and we're talking, when I drive around myself, I stay within the town I live in. I can go to my parents' house, which is about 5 miles down the road, but generally speaking I'm in the town I live in, and it's not a very big town. And so we're talking, this was, I think the sat-nav said it was about 106-mile round trip. So you can imagine how long I was in the car and how far I was from home, and I was absolutely fine. I felt fantastic. Had a cup of tea, stayed for a couple of hours, had a good chat, because the lorazepam doesn't zombie you out. You're not like high as a kite or drugged out your face. You're still completely compos mentis, conversation, chatting, alert. I noticed that when I got home, and obviously I was a lot calmer and I didn't have anything to worry about, then the tiredness kicks in. And you do find that sometimes, when I've taken it on other occasions, when my anxiety is a lot lower and I get back home from whatever I've done, that I'll have a nap. I do find that I'll get quite sleepy and I'll have a nap. But for those of you who are agoraphobic and really struggle to get out and about, even if you just got enough, say for example, I'm going to be using it for things like if I've got a hospital appointment. Now the hospital is about 15 miles from me, and I have done it in recent years with great difficulty. It wasn't easy. I really went through the mill. I did panic and I was scared and wasn't nice. So now I know that there is a little bit of help. I just automatically feel less anxious. Just since I've had the lorazepam in my possession, not even taking it, but just knowing that if things get really tough, if I'm having a really anxious day, I know there's something that I can take. For example, Christmas, getting through Christmas. I've always struggled with Christmas, and I think it's the pressure that it has to be wonderful. It's got to be fantastic and perfect, and well, life isn't like that. But we put ourselves under these pressure that we have to buy fantastic presents and it's got to be magical, and it doesn't help that you go on things like Facebook and people put all these lovely pictures and all these brilliant comments and saying how great their partners are and, you know, life's perfect. And I mean, that's they're only telling you the side of their life that they want you to see, because everyone's got problems at the end of the day. Everyone's got an issue, whether it's a small one or a big one. No one's life is perfect. But when you see those things, you do find yourself comparing your life to their life, and you can get down on yourself. And so I did get very anxious over Christmas, and I didn't just automatically start popping pills. You know, I carried on, I trudged through. I got run down, I got a cold, I felt really poorly, but I waited until I knew that I really needed a break, and I just took one over Christmas. And it just meant that because I wasn't sleeping properly over Christmas, you know, I felt really uptight, all my muscles were hurting, plus the cold and the cough and whatnot. So just to have, you know, a day where I was, you know, nothing to worry about, just to be able to have a good night's sleep, wake up refreshed the next day, and automatically it lifts your mood. You know, you just feel so much better in yourself, and then you're more able to tackle things. So that's one thing that's been going on. But I will say, I mean, it's not a cure. It certainly isn't a cure, and I know that. I knew that from the day that I got them. It's not something you take all the time. You know, it is addictive, and you do have to take it with care. So I only take it, you know, probably once a week, if that. So I am still finding I've still got all of the thought patterns and things that I've always had, but the therapy I've had has really helped with my confidence, and I don't feel like a freak anymore. I don't feel like a victim as much as I used to. I do think life can be quite tough for me, but I think life's tough for everyone. So, you know, I'm not going to have a pity party. But what I am finding is that because my life has been so cut off for so long, and now I'm ready to try and get out there a bit more. Obviously, I haven't got the friendships and the relationships to do things with people, because I find it's very hard to get motivated when it's just you. You've got no one to answer to, no one's telling you to do anything, no one's offering to do things with you. And so, although I've got lots of acquaintances, I haven't got people that I would say really, really know me and that I feel really comfortable with, to be able to say, hey, let's do this or let's do that. You know, so I'm struggling with the solitude. I don't know if that would be the right word. I guess I feel quite lonely at times. And I would like to build some friendships, but when you're this kind of age, it's really hard to know how to do it. It sounds so simple, because I'm a chatty person, I'm a friendly person, and I get on with people from all walks of life. You know, I will talk to anybody, basically. But I don't want to just befriend people for the sake of it. If they're not my kind of people and we don't gel, then what's the point? It's like people say, you can sit in a room full of people and still feel lonely, and that's very true. Hang on a minute. Yes? Pardon? No. That's my son, sorry. He's just asking me something. So yeah, I'm kind of at a bit of a wall at the moment as to how to make some friends. God, it sounds so sappy. You know, it sounds really silly. But I mean, it's not like you can just go to the pub on your own. You know, you're not going to build friends by rocking up at the pub on your own and sitting there like a lemon. And evening classes are difficult for me because I've got children and I'm single. So, you know, we're talking the expense of arranging a babysitter and all of that. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. I mean, if anyone's got any ideas, I mean, I'm not stupid. I know there are things that I could do. Like, I've joined the gym. I've only had my induction so far, and even that was quite panic-provoking. I didn't actually panic, but I was very anxious because I've spent so much time indoors on my own. I mean, I potter about. I'm always pottering about. I don't just, you know, laze on the sofa all day. I'm always doing, you know, housework and cleaning. I do the school run. I do dog walks and things. But I'm not very active. You know, there is a lot of time where I am at home and I'm not getting the real cardiovascular workout. I'm not, you know, getting out of breath or anything. And it partly is due to, I get quite anxious at the thought of really exerting myself because it feels similar to panic. You know, when your heart starts getting faster, you start sweating and, you know, your breathing gets quicker and deeper, and it kind of reminds me a bit of panicking. And then once you start thinking about it, of course, it has a snowball effect. But I thought, well, exercise is good for you, and apparently it makes you release those happy endorphins. God only knows I need them. So yeah, that's what I've done. I've joined the gym. I've got my second induction in a couple of days' time. And I'm quite looking forward to maybe meeting some people at the gym. You know, who knows, I might meet a man. Yeah, let's not get our hopes up. But yeah, I would really like to make some more friends and have a bit more of a social life. Now that I am ready to get out a bit more, I would like to meet some like-minded people, not as in people who are fellow panickers and all of that. Not that I'd have anything against that, but my kind of people. People that I can have a giggle with and I can be myself with. That's the big thing. I don't like fake people. And I've spent so long trying to be something I'm not, and that has probably made me worse because I've been living a lie, trying to go out and give off this happy, you know, everything's fine demeanour, when inside, actually, everything is not fine, you know, and I'm not feeling fine, I'm not feeling happy. So, yeah, I want to meet people that can just be honest. You know, if they're having a bad day, say, oh, God, I'm having a really shit day. And people that don't feel that they've got to be perfect all the time. You know, there's some of the mums at the school, I've taken them off Facebook now because they seem to think that by portraying that their life was made of, you know, fluffy kittens and rainbows, people would like them more. It just put my back up. It just annoyed me. You know, why try and make out everything's perfect when it's not, you know, and I know it's not for those people. They would give that impression, but when you actually speak to them and you notice a few little, you know, hiccups and hang-ups, but they'd never admit to, but you just pick up on it, you think, why not just be honest? Why not just say, you know? So I'm going to try and take some of my own medicine by being a bit more honest with people, telling it like it is, rather than trying to be somebody else, you know. And if they like me for who I am, that's a much better friendship than someone liking me for someone I'm pretending to be. So again, if anyone wants to ask me anything or hook up, as in, you know, start emailing, I even just to have a telephone friend, you know, the girl I met in London, I've only met her that once, but we talk on the phone nearly every day because we've got so much in common. So, you know, I'm open to people who want to chat and stuff, and I will keep you updated on any progress or things. You know, hopefully I'll do a video when I do actually go on a journey so that you can see what I'm like on the lorazepam. So yeah, I look forward to answering any questions. Okay guys, I'll speak to you soon.